Hello, everyone. Honking of the horn already. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. I've got some incense over here, and so when you see the smoke, that's what you're checking out. Some of it's decided to participate in my reading today. I was doing my usual morning spread with the cards, and I felt compelled to share this one on a video today. It started out with the High Priestess, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. And with further investigation, the King of Cups reverse was on the bottom of the deck. So I pulled that out just because quite often I find that whatever is at the bottom of the deck is playing an important role. I did pull some oracle cards, or I got one oracle card that basically said, call in courage, or call on courage. Be courageous. Be brave. And at the bottom of the deck was drink deeply. And I'm going to go into these a little bit further. I just want to kind of share with you what I got initially before I carry on further in this reading. After that, I went to a second deck. I pulled the Empress upright, the Nine of Cups, fulfillment, wish fulfillment, the King of Swords reverse, wah-wah, and the Moon. Now, I want to talk about this in more than one way, okay? Because the truth about the tarot is it's a reflection of where the individual, and this is a reading for the collective, the individual where you are at this given time. And then, of course, the reflection often comes with other people in your relationships and situations, whatever it is that you are experiencing at that given time, at the present moment. And I like to tell people when I give readings for other people that this reading represents the present moment. If any of the individuals you included changes your mind or your attitude about a situation after the spread, it's null and void. But the collective, there are hundreds and thousands of us. Many of us go through similar situations, which is why some of this may resonate and some of it may not. So if it resonates, I hope it's helpful to you. If it doesn't resonate, let it go for the person that it's meant to support. And so let's get back to where I started before I start pulling some more cards. So the High Priestess, which was the first card that I picked, that's male or female, because we all have the feminine energy and the masculine energy within us. And so it doesn't have to be a female. The High Priestess is someone who knows. It's your inner knowledge. It's whoever you are in the collective. You're using your inner knowledge. Tongue twist. Blah 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 blah. You're using your inner knowledge. Whatever is happening here within the King of Cups reverse, which is it's I don't want to say unstable, but that's the word. Yes, unstable emotions. The King of Cups upright is someone who has mature emotional input. They're internalizing their emotions maturely. They're not behaving manipulatively. They're not putting their emotions or projecting their emotions in ways that are unsupportive to themselves and others. So at the bottom of the deck with the King of Cups reverse, that suggests insecurity, it suggests maybe some projecting of emotions, negative emotions, maybe not taking responsibility for your own emotions, and taking responsibility for the role that you are playing in experiencing whatever it is that you're experiencing emotionally. That's another form of self-sabotage, a talk I was going to have later. Because our choices, self-sabotage often gets looked at like, well, okay, I have a bad habit, and this bad habit is self-sabotage. Yes, but the bad habit is choosing the wrong people to be around. The bad habit is not taking responsibility for your role in situations. The bad habit is not taking responsibility for your emotions and your triggers. And you cannot control other people, but you can control how you react to other people. Your reactions that are not supportive of your growth and wholeness, that we all have the ability to be, if we choose to be, that is also self-sabotage. So that being said, the second card was the upright Knight of Pentacles. And then the Eight of Swords upright came with the upright High Priestess. And to me, it feels like somebody knows, they see what's in front of them, whatever this is. It's creating a lot of anxiety for them, because the swords deck is, or the swords suit in the tarot deck is mental. So there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of mental uneasiness, self-torture, you might, overthinking. Even though the person knows, the individual in the collective knows what they're dealing with. You guys, okay, so we know what we're dealing with, and we're into the details of it, okay? The Knight of Pentacles doesn't move fast, but the Knight of Pentacles is all about logic and knowing the details, understanding the details. So somebody in the collective, or some of us in the collective, are feeling very tortured. We're feeling a lot of anxiety about the details of what we know to be true in relation to the reverse King of Cups, which was at the bottom of the deck, which, as I was saying, represents our masculine side of emotions and not taking responsibility, not being mature in our emotional makeup. Now, this can also come up as another individual that might be reflecting or projecting what's going on with you inside yourself. That would be the other way to look at this. It is all about you. But as we interact with other individuals in our lives, whether it be at work, a relationship, whatever it is, our next door neighbor, somebody down the street, whatever the case may be, somebody you see at the grocery store that triggers you, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that whatever lesson we are in personally, internally, it gets, the mirror gets projected to us through other individuals, like the reverse King of Cups. So, because collective is very aware of what's in front of them, is very aware of the details, and is very aware of the anxiety it's creating in them. I feel like the Call of Courage Oracle card, which I pulled, which you can see, it's very interesting because where there's a woman, a very feminine woman, holding on to someone in a suit of armor, whose it looks like she's covering his eyes and he can't see. I feel that it's going to call, the call of courage is it's a call for integration of the masculine and feminine energies inside the collective, so that they can take the steps that they know they need to take, that's making them feel anxiety and stress. The situation itself is stressful, so you have nothing to lose to be brave and make the change that you know you need to make. At the bottom of the deck was drink deeply. That suggests that maybe collective is giving their energy to others and not fulfilling themselves. It's very easy for people who are caring, giving people to constantly making sure everybody else is okay. And I myself have been guilty of accommodating other people. When I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I accommodate them, knowing that they probably don't deserve to be accommodated, but okay, this, I haven't seen this, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's easy to go there, especially if you're an empath, if you're a very giving, caring personality. But at the bottom of the deck, the oracle is suggesting that you drink deeply, that it's time for you to give back to yourself, that you've done enough accommodating for others, which is another form of self-sabotage. We have to have the right boundaries to know when it's, yes, it is good to give, it is good to share, but you can't give to others unless you're giving to yourself. If you haven't filled your own cup, you can't really help others. There's only so much you can do. If you have a half of a cup and you're giving that, you're trying to give that cup to someone else, and you're not fortified yourself. You're not fortified yourself to really give in the way you would need to truly give. So I went to a second tarot deck after looking at the oracle card, and the 4 cards that came up with death at the bottom of the deck. And we all know that death is endings and beginnings, right? Regeneration. The Empress upright. The 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. The King of Swords reverse. Wah, wah. And the Moon. Okay, so the Empress upright, somebody who's nurturing, who's giving, who cares. And wish fulfillment. I felt that collective is in their nurturing, which is why the oracle card suggesting at the bottom of the deck that you fill your own cup, that you drink deeply. The wish fulfillment, maybe the wish fulfillment, it feels to me like with the King of Swords reverse coming after the 9 of Cups, that the Empress, whoever, male or female, whoever is in this nurturing energy, knows that this person is not this aspect of themselves, which the King of Swords reverse is another, the swords being the mental suit. You're not being, there's some lacking of maturity, of taking charge. Maybe you're giving your power to someone else. Maybe you're allowing yourself to be involved in manipulative games, and maybe you're being manipulative yourself in some way. With the Moon card coming after that, a Moon card upright, secrets. Maybe you're not being honest with yourself. You're not being honest with others. But in your nurturing way, giving, overgiving, overextending, in whatever way that might be, it's time to be brave and let something go. So that is where we are right now. I'm getting ready to put some new cards on the deck so we can see further what's happening here. And I've been running my mouth for 15 minutes, so please be patient with me. I hope that part was helpful. I'm going to continue with this deck here, which I love. Let's see. Bear with me, because I'm going to add these cards back into the deck that I pulled previously. And let's see what comes out. Let's see if we can find out more about what's happening here and how the collective can better fortify themselves with their bravery. Oh, let's see what we got here. Oh, the Death card again from the bottom of the deck before it came out. It's a time of change. So change is it's not always easy, especially if you find yourself in habits and things that you've always done, or relationships that you've been in for a million years, and you may not be happy, you may not like what you see, you may not like what's going on, but this is what you're used to. You're used to it, and so it's, you know, even that's why people are involved in their bad habits, because it's easier to continue to do what you're doing, even in misery, than it is to change. Okay. Now, this is what I've got here. Use my pendulum, but forgive me for not sharing my pendulum. The last time I was using my pendulum, it got targeted and I had to retire it. So I will not be using my pendulum. I will not be showing you my pendulum at this time. Let's see what we got here. So we've got a Knight of Cups upright, and we've got a Queen of Swords reverse. So, in the past, there's a Ten of Swords. And as much as somebody wants things to work out well, there's seems to be a lot of manipulation and dishonesty, and I'm getting that. Is this upright? Nope. The party is over. And so male or female in the collective, I see that you know that you're deliberately looking the other way from the situation. I can see that from this Two of Swords here. Okay. So right now, the outcome is the Five of Pentacles. So we're feeling rejected. We're just feeling down all the way around. That means we're not feeding ourselves. We're not fortifying ourselves. And sometimes it's hard to fortify yourself when you have negative emotions about yourself that are reflecting from other people that you're being involved with. The Star reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed. And the unhappiness is not new. Here's the Ten of Swords right here, upright. This has been happening for a while, and still a cup is being offered to this negative situation. That means an attempt at trying to make it work, an attempt at wanting to be enough where someone will never see you enough. And here we go again. It goes back to you. When are you going to see yourself as enough? Because The other individuals that might be in your life, and like I said, these could be male or female energies in male or female aspects of themselves. If you don't see enough, if you don't see yourself as enough, if you're not giving this cup to yourself and you're continually giving it to a situation and individuals who don't appreciate you and haven't appreciated you for some time, you're never going to make it to what you want, which is this Six of Wands. You can't win where you've already lost. If things continue the way they're going, it's just going to continue to unravel into unhappiness. So thereby, you know, this is how collective who can resonate with this is seeing themselves. They know what's happening, but they're refusing to look at it clearly. And they know that whoever this is that they're involved with, it's a competition. You know, the person does not want to make it right. They're in the energy of the Five of Wands. They're not going to let you win and receive your Six of Wands as long as you are giving your cup to someone else other than yourself. Okay? I think your fear, your greatest fear, because nobody would want to stay stagnant where they are, which is what the reverse Three of Wands would be, so that you can continue to stay in the energy of the Five of Coins, the Five of Pentacles. It is time to be brave and make a change. And walking away is not always the easiest thing to do. But sometimes it's necessary for your own personal survival. And I keep getting the idea, I keep getting the thought, it's time. It has to happen with the new year. I've talked about this before, 2026, and I'm not the only one. A lot of people are very well aware that 2026 is a time of shifting, major shifting and change. And in order to avoid the stagnancy and staying where you are, you're going to have to be brave enough to offer this cup to yourself and make a change, walk away. Now let's see. I'm being told to look at some other cards, so I'm gonna shuffle these cards really quick and see if there's anything else I can give you guys that would be helpful to you. I've had to do some of the walking away for my own survival. I totally get the importance of giving yourself that cup. Being the Knight of Cups to yourself. Because if you can do this, you can begin to measure whatever happens. You don't have to be afraid of giving things a chance in your future. If you can do this for yourself, if you can give yourself that cup, you can begin to measure. Ooh, a whole bunch of stuff came out. But the World card came out. It's on top of this whole, let's see, this whole stack of stuff, which I'm not gonna, there are too many. I'm not gonna pull them all. But the World card is the end of a cycle. So that makes it more important, or it supports the importance of giving yourself this cup and being brave enough to remove some situations in your life by giving yourself that cup so that you don't end up stagnant. I hope this was helpful. I think it's what, almost 25 minutes. It is 25 minutes now. I hope this was helpful. And I will see you guys again soon. Take care.